Hey there, today we're installing the siding on this 4x8 lean-to shed. And on top of that, we're gonna be building a 8-inch soffit with the materials that we have in hand, so you don't have to purchase anything. A soffit like this is pretty helpful on extending the life of the shed, preventing water intrusion on top of the doors. Before I start to install the siding on this shed, I need to lock in place the walls by adding a double top plate. The purpose of the top plate is not only to help lock in the walls, but also to distribute the load of the roof. And on the back of the shed, I'm installing a 2x6 roof ledger. This is gonna go along the whole back wall. And if you're building this lean-to shed against a structure, make sure to pre-paint the lumber before installing. You don't have to worry about painting only if you have access and plan on painting the shed later on. Then I'm going to be building the roof rafters. And in order to save money, I purchased a 2x6 that is 10 feet long, and I cut that in half. That way each rafter will be at least 5 feet long. I placed one of the rafters on top of the wall and held it down with a clamp. I used a piece of 2x4 as a guide and mark my angles. Then I cut the rafter with a circular saw. Then it's time to measure the seat cut. This is easily done with a square. I lay the square sideways on top of the wall and I mark one of the cuts. Then I lay the square vertical with the wall to mark the second cut. And when doing this, don't forget you also need to mark the other end of the rafter. Whenever making these cuts, I like to start with a circular saw, get as close as I can to the mark, and then finish it off with either a sawzall or a hand saw if you don't have one. Then I bring the rafter on top of the wall one last time and check the fitment. There are many different ways to cut your rafters. For me, this is the easiest and simple. All you need is a speed square and a pencil and you have your cuts. Now, in the spirit of keeping things easy and simple, I'm gonna leave my overhang just like this. If you preferred, you can square it off with a speed square and make your cuts. That's up to you. And now that you have one built, all you gotta do is duplicate this for all the other rafters and then you can start installing them. This 4x8 lean-to shed will need a total of 5 rafters. So I took the first one as a template and made it another 4. To attach the rafter to the shed, I drive one screw on top of the rafter into the ledger. A second screw will go on the side of the rafter on top of the double plate. And for the other side of the rafter, I simply drive one screw on each side, attaching it to the top of the wall. On this shed, I'm spacing the rafters 24 inches apart. And now that the shed is completely framed with a nice 8-inch overhang, it's time to start installing the siding. I took the temporary braces off the wall and I screw it on the bottom to be used as a guide for when laying the siding. And for siding, I'm using LP Smart Siding. This is a pretty good approach for siding a shed. These panels come pre-primed and ready for paint. To install them, I used 1.5-inch galvanized nails spaced every 12 inches. Then I measured the height of the front wall, cut the panel to length, and then I install it onto the wall with the nails. And before installing the second panel on the front wall, we have to cut the door opening. I drive a screw on each corner of the opening, and on the outside, using a long level, I mark where my cut is gonna go. And with the circular saw, I cut the door opening. If you don't feel comfortable using a circular saw on top of letters, you can do this cut with a hand saw. It'll take a little more work, but these panels are easy enough to be cut with a hand saw. And now I come to install the last panel. Same as before, I nail it to the wall. Trace my door opening with a level. And then using the circular saw, I cut the door opening. And now that I cut the door opening, I'm gonna save both of these pieces to build the door later on. And to save even more money, we're gonna use the scrap pieces from the front sheeting to build the soffit. But don't worry if you don't have any of that written down. In the description, there's a free material list with everything used to build this shed. Also, there's a link for a Home Depot shopping cart with everything populated, ready for you to check out, which is gonna save you hours from shopping at the store. And remember, for plans, visit us at everydayshed.com. Our plans have step-by-step instructions on how to build this shed with the dimensions of the lumber so you know exactly the cuts you need and when you need it. And for the soffit, I ripped a 6.5-inch wide piece of siding. I make sure that the siding grooves line up to each other, and I temporarily held it with the clamp. To secure the siding to the soffit, I added 2 nails to each of the rafters. For this shed, I used 2 sections of the siding. If your shed is longer than 8 feet, you can add smaller sections. I only recommend that you try to match the grooves so the transition from the wall to the soffit looks nice. And don't forget, there's still an excess of siding on the side walls that need to be cut. To trim around the shed, you can use the LP Smart Trim. However, it is a little pricier, especially on the 6-inch wide trim. So to save money, I'm actually using a 2x6 lumber as a trim. This should be okay for your shed as long as you paint it over when you finish. And to mark and cut the trims, it's a similar process to the rafters. I do add a small piece of siding to the wall. This one I do not care as much of keeping the grooves aligned because it's going to be covered by the trim. I drive a couple screws securing the 2x6 to the wall. When I do this, I aim to keep the 2x6 at least ½ inch higher than the inside framing. That's because the roof sheeting is gonna sit on the inside and I wanted it to be level with the outside trim. It was a little challenging trying to do this by myself, so the second go around I add a blocking on the end that helped me guide the 2x6. And instead of trying to drive a screw and measure the height at the same time, I actually cut a small piece of the roof panel so I can be used as a guide. And for the front trim, I used a 2x4 that was 10 feet long. I attached the 2x4 to the rafters using screws. And after that, I cut the excess off using a circular saw. And now the next step is obviously to install the roof on this shed. We're going to be using an OSB that has a thermal barrier, which is going to help keep the shed cool in the summer months. If you want to check that out next, there's a video right here. If you want to check out the whole build from beginning to end, there's a video for you right here. I hope you learned something in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.